Today we get to talk about my favorite books from 2021. If you've seen my stats video, you'll know that I don't really give out 5 stars very often. I only had 3 in 2021, and one of them was a kitchen gardening book. So I'm gonna go based on series and books that I just really enjoyed rather than what my actual rating was. I will mention the actual 5 stars really quickly though. The first one, like I said, is the gardening book. It's Indoor Kitchen Gardening by Elizabeth Millard. I rated this 5 stars because it was a very useful reference for me because I started growing herbs indoors this year and it was something I was really interested in but had no experience in. So this book kind of really helped me get off the ground and figure out what I'm supposed to do. To be fair, a lot of my herbs have died at this point, so maybe I'm not going to blame the book. It's not the book's fault, it's my fault. I have a very black thumb. I can't grow anything, and I've just been proving that over and over again this year, but I will continue to try. I still think this book is really good if you are starting to garden inside. It has a lot of really good information to get you started, so I really appreciate it as a reference book, which is why it got 5 stars from me. The next book is a novella. It's called Vexed by the Viscount by Erin Knightley. This is part of a Regency romance series that I read through. I honestly kind of forgot I read this year, so it didn't stick with me very well, but I think I gave it 5 stars because I just really loved the romance in the moment. Something about this couple and these situations really worked for me. It's about this goody two-shoes kind of girl who is about to get married to a really old guy, so she decides before she is trapped in that marriage that she was going to be a little bit more adventurous, and her neighbor comes along and helps her to experience more of the joys of life. It's very short and sweet and adorable, and I really enjoyed it in the moment. The last 5 star I have is The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers. This is the 4th book in the Wayfarer series, and Becky Chambers is just so good at writing very comforting, character-focused sci-fi. And the thing I really liked about this book was all of the different character dynamics and interactions. I think Becky Chambers does that so well. This is about a group of people who get trapped together on this planet and they're not allowed to leave because of events happening, but really it's mainly just about these people interacting, and it's so well done. Becky Chambers is just masterful at crafting her world and understanding people even when they're aliens. It's so good, and if you haven't read the Wayfarer series, I definitely recommend it. So those are the official 5 stars, but there are still a lot of other books and series that I really enjoyed throughout the year. The first one being the Spells, Swords, and Stealth series by Drew Hayes, starting with NPCs. This book was actually featured in one of my videos a while ago about, I think, underrated books that I was excited to read, and I finally picked it up this year, and I flew through the series. It's not complete yet, which is so upsetting to me because I need to continue in it. It was so much fun. It's in this world that's basically the D&D world, but it's actually real and it's connected to our world, and it's so good. While it's not really the best written, it could definitely use some work in that area. I just really loved the story that it took me on. It swept me away, and I was so interested in what was going to happen next. The books definitely improve the further along you get in the series. The first book is the weakest book, and it just keeps getting better and better from there. But the characters are so fun to follow, and the world is so interesting that I couldn't put it down, and I need the 5th book. I need it, and I have no idea when it's going to come out, so that's very upsetting. But I would definitely recommend the series if you're looking for something really light and fun and D&D related, RPG, all of the different like guild classes, and if you want to be a mage or if you want to be a barbarian, it's so fun. Kind of similar along those lines, I also really enjoyed the Sexiled series by Ameko Kaeruda. This is a light novel series, also sort of set in this RPG type fantasy world, except it's like the real world. And this is specifically about a girl and a sorceress who team up to show that the patriarchy is stupid and feminism rules, and it's so funny. Again, the writing is not that great because it is a light novel. It's a different sort of book than the regular books that we are used to in Western culture. But if you can survive the writing and stick around for the story, it's so much fun. It's a little bit cliched, yes, but it's also just really entertaining and the characters are really fun to follow. If you're, again, looking for something really light to consume and it's sort of set in this fantasy world, this is perfect. It is also only 2 books and they go by really quickly because they are written in a more casual style. Honestly, I think it's just something about this type of world that's RPG fantasy based that just really draws me in and really makes me want to continue reading because I end up thinking about it all the time. And I don't really know why because, like I said, these series are not like written particularly well, and normally that's something that I really look for in books is really nice prose, but something about these worlds just really stole my heart and I love them. The next series I'm going to talk about is more of a higher prose, definitely much more artfully written, I would say, but still a beautiful, lush world. It's The Singing Hill Cycle by Nghi. I read the 2nd book this year and I love it. I guess they're novellas. Anyway, they're so good. It's an Asian-based fantasy about a monk, I think, who is collecting stories from history from all these different people in the world. It's written so well and I love the world that it's painting in this really interesting format as like a storytelling, story recording kind of format. It's not a straightforward sort of narrative, but the prose is just so beautiful and it paints such a luscious world that I am so happy that this is a series that's going to continue, and I will definitely read all of the books as soon as they come out. A middle grade series I completed this year was The Jumbies by Tracey Baptiste, and I love them so, obviously, I love them so much. This is my favorite books of the year. It's so good. This is a Caribbean fantasy following a group of kids on their adventure. And again, the world is just so luscious and so vibrant. I love getting to learn about different cultures, and this had so much like Caribbean cultural mythology in it that it was absolutely perfect for me. These kids are really fun to follow. They're not the annoying child characters, and so even if you're an adult reading this, I think you could really enjoy it. Of course, it would be fantastic for kids as well, as it's aimed towards kids, but I just loved following these kids on their adventure and learning more about the culture and just experiencing all of the ups and downs with them. I think it was so well done, and I don't think there was even a part of any of these books that I was bored or not wanting to continue it. It was just so good the whole way through. As of right now, I think it might be my favorite middle grade series ever. Granted, I haven't read a lot of them and I do want to read a few more, but right now, this has the #1 spot. Another series I finished and loved this year was the Inheritance Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. This is set in a world where the gods walk among the mortals, and it leads to some very interesting interactions. While I think the first book is still my favorite of the series, the rest of these books are so good as well. Each of them have a different narrative style, and I think N.K. Jemisin is just so good at playing with the story structure and how books are told. Her writing is so beautiful and the characters that she creates are so believable as well. They feel so real and you really get a sense of the stakes in all of these books. The political intrigue in this is really interesting, especially when you have gods coming into the picture and how like religion works around them and how different governments are sort of built around the different gods. It's so fascinating and I really enjoyed the series. If you haven't picked it up, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. And lastly, I have a single book to talk about, and that is Maskerade by Pratchett. This is part of the Discworld series, but this book in particular is a sort of parody on the Phantom of the Opera. So far, it's my favorite Discworld book. It was so much fun for me to read. I am a fan of the Phantom of the Opera, so getting to see it from this different perspective with this Terry Pratchett twist on it was so much fun. Pratchett is just a master at parody and satire, and it elevates my enjoyment of something that I already have like a baseline enjoyment for. I like the Phantom of the Opera, but it elevates it to a new level, adding in that extra humor and the extra underhanded life lessons that punch you in the gut. It's so much fun and I really loved it. It had been a while since I'd enjoyed a Discworld book that much, so I am very happy I read it. And those are all of my favorite books from 2021. It is a pretty decent list now that I think about it, looking at it all together. It felt like I wasn't reading as many of my new favorite books as usual in 2021, which I guess I kind of wasn't, but taking these series as a whole rather than their individual books definitely shows me that I have a lot of series that I really love this year. I hope to continue finding new series and new books to love in 2022. Please let me know what your favorite book from 2021 is so I can add it to my list to read and hopefully really enjoy it as well. And I will see you in another video. Bye.